A woman in a pure white gown shocked all the guests at the banquet by suddenly pulling out the centerpiece champagne glass, causing the entire champagne tower to collapse in an instant. The culprit behind this scene was none other than Quila, the personal assistant to the Baroness, the Queen of Fashion. Quila, who was usually obedient and never dared to disobey the Baroness's orders, drank the champagne in her hand and then used a match to set her own dress on fire. In a flash, her dress transformed into the most stunning red in the entire room. This persona was merely part of Quila's plan. Her true purpose was to avenge her mother's death. 20 years ago, the Baroness had used a Dalmatian to push Quila's mother off a cliff, and since then, Quila had dedicated her life to revenge. She pretended to become the Baroness's assistant, but in reality, she aimed to destroy the Baroness's most prized possession, her fashion empire. At every social event graced by the Baroness's presence, Quila would make a stunning entrance, stealing all the spotlight. The media showered Quila with attention, leaving the Baroness without even a single news article. Furious, the Baroness vowed to reclaim her authority in the fashion world at tonight's event. However, before she could make her grand entrance, her car door was firmly sealed with tape. Then, Quila appeared on the car roof, wearing a red evening gown with a 20-meter-long train that completely covered the Baroness's car. The scene was utterly humiliating, and the Baroness was beyond enraged. A few days later, at a charity gala, the Baroness appeared in a custom-designed outfit, instantly attracting the attention of all the reporters. Just as she was relishing the moment, a garbage truck slowly approached, and tons of trash poured out. To everyone's surprise, Quila emerged from the pile of rags at the end, eliciting gasps from the crowd. However, the dazzling entrance was just the appetizer. Quila quickly turned around and climbed onto the garbage truck. As it slowly started moving, the rags and scraps transformed into a 100-meter-long train. Quila didn't linger and instead took the truck for a circular exhibition. This look made the reporters abandon the Baroness and focus solely on photographing Quila. It was a style they had never seen before. In a final attempt to defeat Quila, the Baroness decided to spend all her money. She bought up all the gold in the market and had her assistant sew it onto her dress, hoping to outshine Quila with wealth. However, her fake assistant had already anticipated this move. On the day of the exhibition, all the guests gathered, eager to witness the allure of the Baroness's golden dress. But strangely, the safe doors wouldn't open. The Baroness ordered her staff to cut open the safe, but as soon as they did, countless moths flew out. The source of the moths turned out to be the Baroness's golden gown itself. The Baroness realized that her assistant had tampered with the dress, but it was already too late.